You've tuned in to the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
You realize what you've done?
With Rich Liebig.
A real gangster plays his cards right.
And Michael Costanzo.
What was that you just read?
Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news.
Good times, noodle salad.
The point is, you now have the ability to be happy.
And now, here's Rich and Mike on the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
Woo! Yeah! How you guys doing?
What's up, everybody?
It's time for this week's episode of the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. Folks, it's our job to give you some interesting tidbits in real sports, entertainment, odd news, and whatever else we happen to stumble across. Isn't that right, Mike?
That's right. We bring it to you with our unique sense of humor and wackiness. You never know what you're going to get here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
That's right. We have a couple of topics prepared for you, but that doesn't mean we won't go off the beaten path or, just a random topic.
Yeah.
It's a fun comedy news show in an hour or so that we try and give to you every week here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Thank you guys for joining us. We've got some interesting headlines to get to, especially in the world of sports. Going to be a lot of sports news to get to, but before we get to that, Mikey, my friend, how you doing?
I'm good. This past weekend, we celebrated my mom's birthday. Happy birthday to my mom. She had a birthday. I feel like all the birthdays are in March. Like it's just never
for
ending.
you.
Have you noticed that?
For you, it is.
For me, it is. I got
for me, it's going to be April. My
Oh
birthday,
God.
Rachel's birthday,
Yeah, that's right.
Our wedding, everything's in April.
Everything's in April. Yeah, it's good that you consolidate it in 1 month because then it's easy to remember.
Yeah.
But also, in my case, it makes it chaotic because I have my mom's birthday, Jordan's birthday, I have cousins' birthdays, I have friends' birthdays,
Everything's happening.
It's like all within 2 weeks of each other. I'm like, guys, can you be born at a different time?
Nope. The answer is no.
The answer is no.
The real question is what happened 9 months ago.
What's 9 months from March?
Yeah. So that's
how to do June? Ish?
July,
June,
or
July?
August? Somewhere around there, July,
Summer
August?
lovin'.
Yeah, some summer loving happening, yeah.
Anyway. So we celebrated my mom's birthday by going to the Harry Potter exhibit at the Franklin Institute down in the city. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, people were lining up. The sign outside was sold out. I mean, it's super popular right now as anything Harry Potter is. It's really cool though. So you walk through. It's an interactive exhibit. You got a little wristband and you tap it to different things throughout the exhibit, and it shows you like a movie clip from one of the movies, or you can compete challenges to earn points for your house. You get assigned to a house. You can pick a wand and a Patronus, and it's kind of neat in that way. The interactivity is not mind-blowing. You go to like Defense Against the Dark Arts, and it's like trace the Patronus spell on screen, and you just make
trace.
You make a circle on screen. It's meant for children.
Yeah.
But that being said,
Mikey excelled.
I blew the kids out of the water. Okay,
take that, you stupid kids.
I was the 99th percentile. I was pushing kids downstairs. I was like, just whatever it took to come in first.
I did it. Yeah. Take that.
It's like, sir, you're 30, and I'm like, no, I'm not. But yeah, it was a fun time. So the interactivity wasn't too great, but what I did find really cool was the giant sets they had. So they had, Harry's cupboard that you could sit in and take a photo, and they had Dolores Umbridge's desk where you could sit at, Hagrid's big chair. They had like different sets set up for you to, interact in and exist in. They had replicas of the costumes and the wands and other like movie style props. So it was really cool. It was really fun. It was really paying homage to the movies. It was not so much the books. It was very much focused on the movies of Harry Potter. So yeah, it was a good time though. It was a pretty quick exhibit, but a fun time was had by all. And it's always a good time when you get to head into the city and just be down there. So it was a fun time.
Well, that's not the only Harry Potter news. We'll get to the video game news.
That's right.
In the entertainment entree.
I unintentionally tied in.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So we'll get to that in just a little bit. Something to look forward to.
Yeah. But that's what I was doing. What have you been up to past weekend?
So I took Sunday, which was arguably the coldest day of the weekend, and I went to the driving range. I'm trying to get my swing back.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna play a round of golf before the wedding.
Oh, nice.
With Rachel's family, so I gotta get my swing back. And
Yeah, you gotta brush up.
I know it's been a while.
Is it like riding a bike? Do they say you never forget how to ride a bike? Do you ever forget
bit.
how to?
But,
it just comes back.
It's awkward because you almost forget how to make good contact with the ball again.
Okay.
Like that's pretty much what I was doing on Sunday. Was like I had to kind of relearn like getting that right feel when the club head hits the ball.
Right.
That was pretty much my goal, was to just get that form back into action, and it took me a while. Like, and I gotta say, it's probably been 7 months since I swung a golf club.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it definitely
It's time to get back out there, and this is where you want to get out there because it's not too hot for you yet.
right.
The next 2 months or so.
Look, so I went out on Sunday, which
Yeah.
was actually really windy, and I noticed the people around the driving range, they were bundled up and everything. I was just like, I'm fine. I got like a polo shirt on.
We're just out there in shorts and a t-shirt, probably.
Yeah, I didn't have shorts. I had jeans on.
Okay.
But I had my short sleeve polo shirt on. I was fine. I was I was ready to go.
You're a savage.
I don't know, man. I can handle
No, you
the
like
cold.
you like the cold weather. You
I
like the
know.
cold weather.
It fits me. I should. I don't know. It suits me better. I feel like you can warm up better during the cold.
That's always my thing.
You
Is
know?
you can always put layers on, but you can't take layers off. After a certain point, you get arrested or
Right.
end up in the odd news.
Exactly. You end up in the odd news.
So,
we
you
don't
know,
want that to happen.
No.
So yeah, I went back out on the links and well, not the links. I went out to the driving range, but soon I will be back out on the links. So I have to get my my swing back in action.
Yeah, you're rusty. You gotta knock off that rust.
And yeah, we gotta look forward to the Masters coming up in April.
That's right. It's coming up right around the corner.
Yeah, April's a big month. I got a wedding. I got the Masters. I got a round of golf. I got my birthday.
Lots of important things happening in April. Yeah, April's a busy month for you.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be fun to document as we get closer to all that hoopla.
All that hoopla. That's
Yep.
right.
Yep. Okay, so let's get to the news at hand for this week. Let's launch into the first batch of topics with the sports sampler.
So you're not good at sports. It's a very small part of life.
Sports. In your face. Ha ha!
Sports coming at you in your face. Before we get to football, I know we got a lot of football news to get to.
There's 2 pages of it.
I know we got a lot to get to.
Okay.
But I just want to do just some quick things right off of the bat. Because in other non-football news, Philadelphia gained and lost some people too, not just in the football sphere. The Phillies now, with the lockout ended, the Phillies picked up 2 big, heavy hitters for the team, outfielder Kyle Schwarber and outfielder Nick Castellanos.
Those are these good players?
They're 2 big sluggers, which will help the lineup. But I'm going to say personally, they really need help pitching. To me, that seems to be their dire need. I mean, they have Aaron Nola and then
no one. Yeah.
So even though it's, we all love offense and definitely the crack of a home run sells seats and everything like that, and I totally get it. I still would like to see a major pitching pickup for the Phillies before I get excited for this season. So
right.
I just want to get that out of the way because I know we've been hearing a lot of people have been asking how come we don't cover other sports. So I just want to get that out there.
Have they not been watching the show? No.
Uh,
Anyway.
Yeah, we'll get to it. And then the other thing we have to mention just real briefly is Flyers news. Claude Giroux got traded. He is no longer a Flyer. He got traded to the Florida Panthers right after his 1,000th hockey game. The Flyers had a big ceremony for him, and then, all right, well, it was nice knowing you. Bye-bye.
Answer me this. Did they have the ceremony because they knew that they were going to trade him?
They won't say that, but I think
they're not going to say it outright. But
I think they had an inkling.
That's what happened.
This was not
right?
just his 1,000th game anniversary. It was definitely kind of more of a farewell to arms.
Damn.
And
he's been around for ages.
Yeah, 2008, he made his Flyers debut.
Wow.
That's how long he's been with the team.
I saw a headline. The only reason I knew that he got traded is because I saw a headline that Brandon Graham is now the longest tenured athlete in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that sounds right.
On
Yep.
the Eagles. But before him, it was Claude Giroux.
Yep, that sounds about right.
I think I said that name right.
Yes, you did. And he also had his 900th point scored as well during that game. So
Nice.
hopefully Giroux gets to go to a team where he can actually have a chance to win the Stanley Cup, because the Flyers certainly haven't been in that position for the last couple of years. And now with this trade, I feel like the Flyers have committed themselves to trusting the ice process, I guess.
Uh-oh. Are they really in that, dire of
Yeah.
a situation?
Yeah, they're not making the
Ooh.
playoffs anytime soon. This is
Whoops.
yeah. I don't know I guess whatever the hockey form of trust the process is. Trust the ice. I don't know.
Trust the ice.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let the ice guide you.
Because the Flyers, I don't think are going to be sniffing playoffs in the immediate future.
So tell me, though, just to circle back to the loss of Claude Giroux, where does this rank in terms of losing Philly sports icons? Like, I mean, is it kind of like a Brian Dawkins situation here, or is this more like
a little bit? Because Claude Giroux has been so iconic for the Flyers the last 10 or so years.
Yeah.
But the writing was kind of on the wall. The Flyers weren't going anywhere this year. They didn't go anywhere last year. It was you knew that the Flyers were going to start, getting rid of exactly. Getting rid of recognizable pieces, and then you got to start anew soon. So it's time to rip the Band-Aid off, it seems.
Yeah. It just sucks to lose a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Yep.
But hey, maybe he'll have a chance to finally win Lord Stanley's Cup with Florida. So
The only way to do it is get out of Philly. So
yeah, apparently. Yeah, the Stanley Cup isn't coming down Broad Street anytime soon. So
good luck to him.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, and I do like the fact that it's kind of universally good-willed.
Yeah.
Wasn't like
There wasn't a lot of animosity
Right.
and like hurt feelings, and like in the segment we'll get to in just a few moments.
yeah, right.
With other teams in other sports, but yeah, it's nice when teams and players part ways, on good terms,
Right.
kind of thing.
So there you go. Had to cover other news in Philadelphia because we had big news with the Phillies and the Flyers.
Yeah,
So
there are other sports. I know I'm the one to blame for that.
yes, but I'll tell you what. With this crazy quarterback carousel off season, it's no wonder why the main focus is always NFL, because it's just every year this is the new normal now with the NFL. Just franchise quarterbacks just get traded on a whim. There's big, massive trades. The draft coming up. I mean, this is the new normal. I mean, literally, the NFL said, we mention this all the time, the NFL says it is no longer an off season. It's just the non-playing season. And
Right.
that's what this feels like, because, wow, there have been some major trades happening. It's so much so that I had to make a graphic for everybody. So we're going to get into the graphic. Yeah, I printed out a sheet for everybody to keep track of. So let's get into and we have to split up by conference, too. There's so many just things happening. So
There's a lot of individual storylines.
yeah, so we're going to start with the NFC first, because I feel like the NFC is getting the short end of the stick here. So here we go. I got the graphic here for our video fans here. So there you go. All right, where do we even want to begin?
Well, let's start with, I guess, the most obnoxious conference division ever, the one right at the top there, the NFC North.
All right.
I hate them because all the teams are obnoxious to me recently. Chicago Bears staying basically the same. Minnesota Vikings, unfortunately, staying basically the same, riding with Kirk Cousins there. They signed him to a big deal. That's not on the spreadsheet here, but they just signed him to another fully guaranteed contract.
Yep, just to piss you off.
How does that man keep getting fully guaranteed contracts? I do not understand.
Just to piss Mikey off
Just
more.
to make me angry and raise my blood pressure. But there's two big questions in the NFC North. You have Jared Goff with Detroit. Is this his last chance in Detroit?
So much so.
Did you just play? You've been doing that the past few weeks.
So much so, Jack Nicholson had to interfere. Every time one of us is getting angry, Jack Nicholson shows up.
He just wants to end the show. He's like, guys, don't get heated, don't get angry. We'll just unbelievable.
He has to show up. So there you go.
So
All right,
is
back to it, sorry.
Jackie Boy done over there because we're talking about Jared Goff? potentially being done in Detroit here. I mean, he's not setting the world on fire. He didn't really do it in L.A. He's not doing it in Detroit. And according to your spreadsheet here, you think this could be his last chance?
Probably. I would say either that or the Lions just outright draft a new rookie quarterback coming up. But
I mean, why not?
yeah, I mean, they were the second worst team. They're going to get the number 2 overall draft pick.
When you're that high in the draft, anything is possible. You have your pick of whoever, you know?
Yep.
So there's a strong possibility he could be done. Another big question mark here in the NFC North, Aaron Rodgers. Packers love Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers loves to fleece the Packers. But he's going to be playing now without his boy Davante Adams, and this is a problem because they basically have no one else at wide receiver.
I mean, they got like a couple of supporting players, but are any of them going to step up to be a new number 1? I don't think so.
Right, exactly. And you see this all the time in the NFL where supporting players look great, but it's because you have somebody like a Davante Adams.
Yeah, to clear your path.
Drawing the attention. So, Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers, we got the impression that they both wanted to stay in Green Bay because of the other person, and then Green Bay went ahead and split them up anyway, which I think is hilarious, and I love it. This offseason, even though Aaron Rodgers got everything he wanted, he lost everything because he didn't get the headlines. They were captured by all the other quarterback moves. He got the money, but that quickly got surpassed by other contracts we'll talk about, and he lost his best weapon. So Green Bay is like, sure, you can stay.
Yep, there you go. ... Congratulations.
At what cost, Rodgers? At what cost? The NFC North.
There you go.
NFC West, we're just going to make our way down the list, Rich. What's going on here? What's going on in this division? There was a big move here.
Yes, so Seattle loses Russell Wilson in a trade. So their quarterback now is Drew Lock, I guess.
I guess.
They haven't made any other moves.
That was a big move for Seattle. And they're like, we're not rebuilding. What did they say? They used some other...
Reimagining or
something? BS.
Yeah, like
you don't
Disney.
trade Russell Wilson, one of the best quarterbacks over the past decade, and don't
like
not
Disney.
rebuilding. Yeah, like
reimagining.
We're reimagining the franchise. What does that mean? You lose all-pro linebacker Bobby Wagner. You trade Russell Wilson. Yeah, that's a rebuild, guys.
Yeah.
There's no reimagining here. That's called a rebuild.
Yep.
When you lose both your offensive and defensive captains.
Yep. The L.A. Rams, I would argue, even got better with their signing of Allen Robinson and their re-signing of Matthew Stafford. They're looking like they want to just run it again, see if they can do the Super Bowl
They
again.
are continuing to load up, and why not?
Yep.
They prove that they can do it. You might as well go again, right?
Yep. Arizona has the Kyler Murray fiasco where Kyler Murray is demanding a huge contract of his own.
And this is going to get tough for Arizona because we've seen other quarterbacks this offseason get signed to massive deals. And now Kyler Murray, he's kind of got him in a pickle here. He's going, I want to be paid, fair market price. But the quarterbacks are destroying the market price.
Yep. And then for the 49ers, everything is the status quo, but it wasn't supposed to be for the 49ers. The one team that wasn't supposed to be the status quo, the 49ers haven't made a move with Jimmy Garoppolo. They're supposed to trade him by now, and they haven't done so.
Yeah, this looks really awkward because they got Trey Lance coming up. They like the rookie. They went out of their way to get the rookie. But Jimmy G is still hanging on. He's proven that he's been able to compete. So what do you do now?
Yeah.
Are there no takers for him? I mean, with the way the rest of the quarterback market has been, teams are going, why settle for Jimmy G when we can trade for a Wilson or, whoever else? We'll get into other players later. So is the market just dead for Jimmy G? Like, what's happening here?
Yeah, it's crazy that he hasn't been one of the names that we've seen floated around.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be.
Yeah.
All right, then we get to our own division. And
going home.
The Cowboys and the Eagles staying pat with their quarterbacks, Dak and Jalen Hurts.
Thrilling.
Washington Commanders with their desperate move of trading for Carson Wentz. Good luck with that.
For a quarterback who deals with, I'm just going to say, getting in his own head, being traded back into the division you used to play with is not going to do him any favors.
No, and wait till he gets sacked on that 39-yard line.
Yeah. Oh, man. Are you talking about the one that always destroys
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's out of all the fields. That is not the one where you want someone with a weak knee to go on.
No. You know what they're going to do? Every time they're around that yard line, they pull him out for one play. They send in the backup.
Put in Taylor Heineke.
Poor Taylor Heineke. They're just going to send him out like a lamb to slaughter. And then they make it to the 41-yard line and they're like, all right, Wentz, you're back in.
Yeah. Well, Taylor Heineke played 15 games last year. He actually survived.
He survived the 39-yard line.
Yeah. That should be like a note on his NFL resume.
Survived playing in Washington.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks that did not.
That's true.
Yeah, Joe Theismann, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Alex Smith,
RG3.
RG3, yeah.
I mean, quarterbacks come to Washington to have their legs destroyed.
Yeah.
I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
And then finally, the New York Giants, the New York Football Giants, Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes.
Might be his last chance.
Staying out as well. He's overstayed his welcome. He hasn't really done anything.
Yeah.
Not that, I mean, they haven't helped him in any way, but he hasn't also made a case for himself.
Right. So this might be his last chance as well as the starting quarterback for the Giants. Then we get to the NFC South, and that's where we have the stunning return of Tom Brady. And because of that, Leonard Fournette just re-signed with the Buccaneers, and the rumors Gronk will be coming back as well.
He'll be back.
So they're just going to run it back as well. So
I mean, why not? You have a very talented squad. You might as well keep trying.
Yep. So that's been the best news that the Tampa Bay fans have heard during the last month.
Yeah.
Actually, to be honest with you, out of everybody in the NFC, this is the second best news.
Yeah, the NFC kind of struggling here.
Yeah. So congratulations to the Buccaneers there. The Falcons decided to trade away Matt Ryan after the whole Deshaun Watson fiasco, which we're going to get to in just a minute.
God.
And instead, they signed Marcus Mariota, which is
from under what rock? I don't know.
Which is doubly interesting because the Saints have doubled down on Jameis Winston. So there you have two of the quarterbacks from the 2015 draft, 2016 draft that went 1 and 2, and they're in the same division. There you go.
What a weird world we live in. Also, the Saints just sticking with Jameis Winston?
Yep. They re-signed him. Yep.
Wow.
So they're going with them.
Even with Jimmy G out there?
I guess.
I'm not saying that sarcastically. Jameis. Everyone's like Jameis Winston throws touchdown passes. He also throws interceptions.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess for the Saints, they'd rather have that. And then the Panthers, they've got Sam Darnold, but I don't think anybody's really excited about Sam Darnold coming back for another year.
I mean,
especially with an internal report that leaked that said that the front office is very disinterested in this upcoming season.
Yikes.
That's not a good report you want to hear from your own
that the team
sources.
itself is disinterested. Like the organization of the Panthers is disinterested. That sounds like a recipe for success.
So with the NFC, I feel like the only highlights are the Rams and the Buccaneers. That's it. Everybody else.
The only highlights are the team who won the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And like a 50-year-old semi-retired quarterback.
There you go. That's your NFC.
It's a rough conference.
Yeah. But I guess, so basically, I don't know how you want to play this as. Does that mean that Tom Brady actually has an easy path to get back to the Super Bowl then? Because he really doesn't have any competition other than the Rams?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, his division, the division itself that he plays in is trash.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at it. You got Sam Darnold, Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston. Would have any of this if you lump all
Marcus
of them,
Mariota.
If you lump all of them together, what have they accomplished? Like 1/100th of what Tom Brady has.
Yeah.
Like it's not even head and shoulders. It's like head and shoulders and ribs and knees. You know, it's not even funny. And then you got the NFC East, which is just perpetually awful. The NFC North, which is just again another disaster of quarterbacks who don't really deserve where they're at.
Yes.
The NFC West is going to be tough even with the shuffling. I think San Francisco is still going to be there. The Rams obviously going to be there. The Cardinals are going to be there. Just big question marks with a lot of them.
Yep. So then with all that aside, let's get to the Superior Conference. It's without a doubt. This is rough.
This season, yes, absolutely.
This is going to be a crazy playoff race in the AFC. I mean, look at all these moves. This is bonkers.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I guess we got to start from the top. Ravens, they're going to stick with Lamar Jackson. The Bengals, even though they really didn't do anything of note, they retooled their offensive line. They recognized their weakness in the Super Bowl was the offensive line, and they went out and signed 2 key players to retool that offensive line. I think the Bengals come back better than last year.
Well, we talked about it at the end of the season. Early favorites for the AFC. Why not the Bengals again?
Yeah, Joey B. Let's see if he can do it again. But now we get into the interesting meat. The Browns traded for Deshaun Watson, a ridiculous. Oh my gosh!
What was it? 3? I don't even remember the terms now. It's 3 first-rounders.
Ridiculous trade package.
Or 2 first-rounders, a second.
No, 3. I think it's
was
3
it 3?
first-rounders. Yeah, 3 first-rounders. But the bigger thing, guaranteeing Deshaun Watson $230 million. All of it guaranteed. Ridiculous amount of money. Oh my gosh. This is a desperate move by the Cleveland Browns. This is their Hail Mary. It either works out and they look like geniuses, or it doesn't, and they are going to be hurting for the next 5 years.
Yeah. The Browns are taking the LA Rams route, and they just sold the farm.
Yeah.
I mean, so here are the terms here. 3 first-round picks, 2022, 2023, 2024, a third-round pick, and a fourth-round pick. They get Deshaun Watson and a fifth-round pick in 2024. But as you point out, the contracts.
Oh, I got to bring this up, too, by the way. I mentioned this to you before we started the show. Guaranteed money is so bizarre to me.
Yeah.
I looked into how this actually works, like what exactly goes into like how you secure the guaranteed money. Basically, whoever the GM, the owner, or the CFO is, whoever is the final person that gets to go to the bank and actually pull money out on behalf of the franchise, whoever that is, whenever a guaranteed money contract is signed, they have to go to the bank and they have to withdraw whatever the money is for the guaranteed amount. They have to withdraw that from the account of the franchise, the business account of the franchise, and they have to put it in an escrow account so that it cannot be touched or messed with or taken back by the franchise.
Right.
When you put it out that it is guaranteed, that's it. Bye-bye. You don't get to see that anymore.
So somebody in Cleveland, they just strolled on down to the bank, I assume like this.
Yeah.
They said, "Hello, good sir. I'd like to take out $230 million, please." Mwah, ha, 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 ha.
Yep.
I like some evil villain.
Yep.
And they just dump it straight into an account for Deshaun Watson.
Yep. And they can't touch it. It's done.
That is wild.
Yeah.
If I were Watson, I'd literally be like, peace. I just walk.
It's so bizarre to me that's
Why don't players
a thing.
do that? Why don't players get a fully guaranteed contract then just leave? There has to be terms in there to prevent that. There has to be some sort of escape clause, right?
There may be something, but I'll tell you what, after hearing that scares the crap out of me.
Why? We're not Cleveland.
Well, here's the thing now.
It's becoming more the norm.
This is the new bar. Kirk Cousins did it. Now Deshaun Watson gets it. What do you think a guy like Kyler Murray's going to demand?
And that's what I was saying with the NFC.
Aaron Rodgers, $150 million guaranteed. What? Like, this is the new route. This is what teams are going to have to go through.
What have I been saying for years on this podcast, Rich? Quarterback contracts are ruining the NFL.
Well, with this guaranteed money clause, this is ridiculous that they have to go to this lengths to put it in a separate escrow account because they can't modify it or touch it or anything like that.
Yeah. It's interesting because before you say it out loud, everyone just says, oh, guaranteed money. That just means that the franchise has to give it to them. But nobody thinks about the actual logistical, step-by-step process of what does that mean. Today,
The Cleveland Browns have to set aside $230 million into that escrow account.
Wild.
Yep.
And it's all Deshaun Watson's. Does this make the Cleveland Browns better, though?
I mean, on paper it does. It seems like...
Do you think this is it? This is the solution. This one quarterback is going to solve one of the most dysfunctionally bad franchises the previous 30 years.
On paper, this sounds like a good idea, but in terms of the history of the Cleveland Browns...
There's another shoe, Rich.
If Deshaun Watson goes belly up and this fails, that would be the most Cleveland thing to happen with this move.
I'm just saying, in my lifetime, the Cleveland Browns had like maybe 1 or 2 good seasons. They're not allowed to have. I thought Baker Mayfield was going to be a guy that was going to give them some stability. And
Baker got him a playoff win.
This is the thing. He's not good, but neither are the majority of quarterbacks in the league. Everyone wants a Tom Brady. There's like maybe 6 or 7 guys like that. Everybody else is just varying shades of above average when you really break it down.
I can't believe Baker Mayfield is stuck in this awkward position where, I don't know, he might be a backup now.
It's a shame because I think he has starter potential. I think the Browns are just trash.
Yeah. Baker won a playoff game. He went into Pittsburgh and he won a playoff game at Heinz Field. Why does everybody forget that? It's like, I can't believe he's being thrown aside like trash.
So we'll see. On paper, this looks good. There's just something in my gut that's like the Browns don't get things like this.
Yeah.
They just don't. And
something's going to go wrong.
There's just another shoe that's going to drop somehow. Deshaun Watson's going to get suspended for 8 games. He's going to come back, get injured.
Yeah, it's another thing, too.
That is his first season with the Browns. Because
Deshaun Watson's definitely going to get some sort of suspension from the commissioner.
And when he comes back, he's going to be rusty. He's going to pull something. He's going to sit the rest of the year. And that's how year 1 of the Deshaun Watson Cleveland Browns experiment is going to go. Something crazy like that. So we'll see.
All right. And then to wrap up the AFC North Division, the Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger has retired, so they're going with Mitchell Trubisky. All right.
They say they like him. I'm calling bull. Nobody likes Mitchell Trubisky. No, but in all seriousness, from what I've read, some NFL scouts and talent people are like, Trubisky's good. The Bears were just horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is. I guess we're going to find out because that's a tough division right now. So we're going to see whether or not Trubisky's... But they lost players too. They just lost Juju.
Yeah.
So it's like you sign your quarterback who apparently you're really excited for, but then you get rid of the weapons. Like, I don't know what's happening in the NFL anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Steelers might be in the basement coming up this year.
But speaking of Juju, let's talk about the AFC West. I think this is going to be, as you've indicated here, one of the toughest divisions in all of football.
Yeah, I mean, literally every team improved in this division. This is nuts.
Yeah, like, for instance, we just mentioned Juju, so I'm going to jump to the Kansas City Chiefs here. They signed Juju. I mean, like...
Patrick Mahomes, the Juju.
It's not... They already have weapons.
Tyreek Hill and Juju.
Don't you have enough?
Tyreek Hill.
Travis Kelce?
Oh, my gosh. That is going to be a crazy offense.
It's not even fair. And Patrick Mahomes is making like $400 million bajillion dollars. I don't understand how salary caps work, but apparently the Chiefs have unlimited amount. Then, of course, you have the Broncos. You have it as, a definite change marked here on the spreadsheet. They, of course, traded for Russell Wilson. There's some people saying they're on the verge of, big playoff push. Others are saying this isn't going to make that much of a difference.
I'll tell you what, with the way this division has improved, I don't know.
The Broncos.
Was it Joe Banner? He's
former Eagles. Yeah,
he's the one that went on a talk show and said, "I don't think Denver essentially locks in a playoff spot after this move." After seeing what the rest of the division did, I think he's right. I don't think Denver automatically gets that division anymore.
It's definitely not automatic. I mean, I could see every single one of these teams being, 9-10 wins.
This is crazy. This is a crazy division.
Yeah. It's going to be wild. The Raiders as well got better with the signing of Devontae Adams.
Woo. That's going to be a crazy offense.
That's going to be a good, yeah. I mean, also just some of the, if not the best, some of the better quarterbacks in the league. Obviously, Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes, 2 of the best. But Derek Carr and Justin Herbert, don't sleep on these guys.
No, and it doesn't seem like much with Gerald Everett. But hey, a powerful tight end. That's what helps you get those red zone touchdowns.
And that's partially what helped the Eagles win their Super Bowl.
Right,
Was
a
their
big tough tight end.
Yeah, was their crazy 2 tight end sets, and the Patriots used it to great success in the past. You can't discredit it. So, I think the story from the AFC West is just it is going to be a fantastic division. They're going to cannibalize each other, but all of these teams have the potential to have winning records and potentially double-digit win seasons, which
That's
you don't
crazy.
really see.
The entire every team in that division is going to be loaded.
Yeah, I mean, I could see every one of these teams winning 9+ games. That doesn't really ever happen.
No. So good luck to the AFC West.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
Somebody's got to be in the basement.
Yeah, unfortunately, one of these amazing quarterbacks is going to have to be in the basement with their team. It's going to be crazy.
Yep.
So should we just continue along down the list? We got the AFC East. Buffalo Bills still on top here.
Out of all the divisions in the AFC, this is the most boring, apparently.
This is the most stable. Like literally nothing changed. Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills signed Von Miller. I mean, definite boost there on defense. So they got better on paper. I think they're going to be right back, deep in the playoffs this upcoming season. So there's really not much to say there. The Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa, I can't say his name.
Tua tongue twister.
Yeah. What's going on here? They signed Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater as his backup, which, Teddy Bridgewater isn't a bad quarterback. I mean, if Tua has another bad season.
Yeah. In terms of ability wise, they're both kind of the same in terms of talent level, right?
Yeah. So I would say Tua is on thin ice.
Yeah. Yeah. You can see.
Which isn't good in Miami. Very hot.
Very hot. Yeah. It's very quick to melt there. In New England, you have Mac Jones. They like Mac Jones. He did well for them. So it's just a matter of, continuing to grow that kid and give him the help and support he needs. They should, be somewhat decent. And then you have the New York Jets, who are the New York Jets, but now with Joe Flacco.
Zach Wilson and Joe Flacco. They're running them back.
Yeah. Super Bowl berth. Here we come.
Woo!
Absolutely.
Delaware Joe.
Delaware Joe.
Come on, Joe.
And to close things out, we have the AFC South. The big one here, of course, the Houston Texans trading Deshaun Watson and getting that king's ransom of draft picks.
They like Davis Mills. I don't know what they
have
see
no
in him.
choice to like Davis Mills.
Why not? There's other quarterbacks out. Literally, Jimmy G. We're talking Baker Mayfield.
All right, yeah, that's
true. You
true.
mean to tell me those? I don't know.
There's options. You're right. There are options for a team like this. I don't know. I know all the names on this list except for this one.
Yep, but they love Davis Mills. They think he's got potential.
Well, we'll see because the division's kind of shaky right now. Indianapolis, they traded Carson Wentz. They picked up Matt Ryan. I see this as, Matt Ryan's definitely an improvement, but I don't know. Is he nearing the end of his career? It seems like an odd lateral move almost.
I think it's a slight upgrade compared to Carson Wentz.
It's a slight upgrade, but do you expect anything from the Colts? They'll win the division, or no, they won't because Tennessee is still there.
Just put Derrick Henry out there.
Just put Derrick Henry out there. Yeah, I don't know. Do you really see the Colts doing much?
I think with Matt Ryan, there's no reason with Matt Ryan and still Jonathan Taylor that they should at least get a wild card berth.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't see why not.
Three of these playoff spots are going to be taken up by the AFC West.
That's a good point. All right, so maybe they get 10 wins and they don't make the playoffs.
I could absolutely see that.
That'll
happening.
be my annotation.
Okay.
Because the AFC West is going to be brutal.
Yeah. But back here in the AFC South, the Jacksonville Jaguars now headed up by Dougie P.
They got Trevor Lawrence as their quarterback.
But they also have the number 1 overall pick, which you say you can't count out taking a quarterback with the number 1 overall pick.
Look, I'm just saying, right now there's no indication that that's going to happen. So obviously, I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen or anything like that. But we have seen before teams, they draft a quarterback. Look, Arizona Cardinals.
Yep.
They had Josh Rosen,
yep.
and then they had the number 1 overall pick, and they're like, nah, let's restart. Let's go with Kyler Murray after 1 year.
Look, if you have the opportunity,
You can't rule it out.
Right, and you really like the guy. You can't rule it out. And also, new coach, new regime. Maybe they want to bring in their quote unquote their guy. Maybe they can find a trade partner for Trevor Lawrence.
It's like I would say it's like a 4 or 5% chance, but you can't rule it out. Don't tell me that's not a possibility.
That's right. You can't rule it out.
I guarantee you that at least somewhere in the GM draft war room, there's a scenario that they have in case somebody makes a call and says, "Hey, what about that Trevor Lawrence guy?"
Yeah, no, it's absolutely possible. And then finally, we have the Titans.
Yeah,
Ryan
staying
Tannehill.
put.
Yeah, so and they should still be there, in the playoffs this upcoming season.
Yep. So wow, there once again, just look over the AFC again. Holy crap!
It's loaded.
Holy crap!
Well, you have these previously good NFC quarterbacks making their way to the AFC. You have Matt Ryan and Russell Wilson jumping ship, and now the NFC is left with nothing, and the AFC is absolutely stacked.
Yeah, this is nuts. I'll tell you what. In Vegas, I think actually right now they usually have a prop bet where you can bet who's going to win the Super Bowl, an AFC team or an NFC team. Boy, I'll tell you right now, I don't know what the odds are, but I would definitely look toward the AFC team right now.
The only thing the NFC has going for it is they have the 2 previous Super Bowl winners.
Yeah.
That's literally the only thing that you could argue would balance those scales.
I hope that doesn't mean like next year's Super Bowl is just like a lopsided affair. 30-0, whoever the AFC team is.
I think that would be hilarious.
Well, that would also give you
I want it to be either the Bengals or the Bills.
That would give you more time to enjoy the food because you're not going to have to pay attention to the game.
That's true. That's right. Exactly.
Oh, man.
I could be face down in my food instead of watching some boring game on TV.
Yeah. So this is just ridiculous. Can't believe how many moves happen. I'll tell you, and what? Probably 2/3 of these moves happened in the last week. It has been a crazy week for the NFL.
It's been nonstop. We haven't even gone over the other position signings. There's just been so many. I feel like it's been wild this offseason.
Yeah. But hey, I'll tell you what, the NFL loves it.
Oh, they do.
Because this is the non-playing season.
Yep.
Not the off-season, the non-playing season. Get that? That is such like the most marketing BS term I've ever heard.
Non-playing season. Get out of here.
Yep, this is the non-playing season, so get used to it. But unfortunately, with that, we have to get used to ending the sports sampler and taking a break. But don't go anywhere because we still got the entertainment entree and then the non-fortune cookie odd news still to come. We'll be right back here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
Ready for the weekend? Happy Friday. Hi, my name's Marie, and I'm an artist who's been making Happy Friday doodles every week for over 7 years. And now you can own my art collection in this Volume 1 and Volume 2 art series. These doodles span across multiple themes, yearly festivities, various countries, languages, and more. Both coffee table books have something for everyone and are the perfect conversation starter or gift for a friend. Really, anyone who enjoys a good weekend. Available on Amazon, Ingram, BookBaby,
Barnes & Noble,
and more. Visit happyfridaydoodles.com/books and get your copies today. Let's celebrate the best day of the week. Happy Friday.
If you go to Taco Bell at 3 a.m, this is what you're going to get. Yeah,
that clip is already coming into play.
Yes, already. So there you go.
Stop.
What happened?
The thing went on.
Well, how did that turn on?
I don't know. The fart sound.
The fart sound turned Amazon on?
I think the fart sound turned on my Echo.
What the
I
hell?
don't know. It turned on.
What are you doing, Jeff Bezos? What are you into?
Basically, he's listening to fart sounds.
He's listening to our fart sounds. Oh, my God.
I changed the trigger word to fart. I got to fart at it now. I don't know what happened.
That's really awkward. You're going to have to... Excuse me.
Excuse me. How can I help you?
You may need some bowel.
Do you want me to automatically order you Pepto-Bismol? I don't know why. I don't know why I'm talking to it solely through farts now.
It actually, you fart into it.
Fart once for yes and twice for no.
No. Actually, you fart into the device, and then
Yeah.
Amazon can determine what medicine you need.
Oh, right. Wow. That's next level right there. Or what you've been eating and what you want to reorder. I detect Cheetos. Would you like to subscribe?
Would you like a bulk order of Cheetos?
Oh, yes, please.
Cheetos ordered.
Cheetos. That story took a turn.
Yeah.
Cheetos ordered.
Okay. All right. There you go. The latest from Jeff Bezos and Amazon.
It's amazing technology, I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're back here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of NFL and sports news. Oh my gosh, yeah, Mike, it's just been crazy, right?
It's been nonstop.
Yeah, it was, and it all seemed to happen like right after we released the podcast last week on Thursday.
It always does.
Yeah, what the hell, NFL? If you're going to have all this news, at least have it happen on a Monday or Tuesday so we're ready to go with the podcast.
You know, we're going to put this out there and they're going to be like the NFL disbands or like some other crazy headline.
The Eagles pick up Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, right?
Damn it.
Oh, my God.
Why didn't I think of that?
I wouldn't mind that.
Ugh. All right. Well, before all that stuff happens, we need to move forward with this week's podcast. And we're going to jump from the sports world and move into the entertainment world with the entertainment entree.
And now, the latest in movies.
The Simpson guy writes to movies. Dear Die Hard, you rock. Especially when that guy was on the roof.
Music.
I know what that is. That's music.
Video games.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Celebrities.
You really know Warren Beatty? Yes, I do. I took a leak next to him once at the Golden Globes.
And more.
You were the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.
This is the entertainment entree.
All right, and we're going to start off the entertainment entree with a segment where Mike is going to let you know what you should keep an eye out for with this weekend's release of movies, TV, and video games with Mike's This Week in Entertainment. All right, Mikey, what should people keep an eye out for?
All right, well, first up in movies, Everything Everywhere All at Once comes to theaters this week. Yeah.
So many things happening.
So many things, yeah. So the title again is Everything Everywhere All at Once. That is coming to theaters this week. Continuing the multiverse hype train, this insane sci-fi action comedy follows a Chinese immigrant woman who can't finish her taxes as she attempts to save the world by connecting with her lives from other universes. Tapping into their skills, knowledge, and memories, she hopes to stop an evil force.
Taxes,
yes. But I watched the trailer. I have to admit, this movie came out of nowhere just to pop up on my radar. It is campy. It is weird. It is like, just watch the trailer. It is like bonkers, like in the purest sense of the word. But 96 on Rotten Tomatoes with an average score of 8.6 out of 10. So go check out Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Coming to theaters this week. I love the title. It's a great title.
There you go. So many things happening.
So many things happening. But there's something happening in television. Xbox fans get a treat in TV this week with the premiere of Halo on Paramount Plus. This show, based on the wildly popular video game series, has been stuck in development hell for about a decade, switching showrunners, switching networks, but it's finally here. Halo tells the story of a 26th century conflict between humanity and an alien race known as the Covenant. Unfortunately, as with many video game adaptations and development hell projects, the show has not fared well with critics, but still fans will probably want to check out this one. They've been waiting a long time for it, so go check it out on Paramount Plus. Also in TV, the 94th Annual Academy Awards airs this Sunday on ABC at 8 p.m. Last week we talked about Power of the Dog, which I think will win the award. It's the heavy favorite.
It is the heavy favorite.
And then I think a week before that, I gave my impressions on several of the Best Picture nominees, so go check out those previous episodes to learn more about what we think of some of the Best Picture movies. And finally, in video games, Kirby and the Forgotten Land comes to Nintendo Switch this week as well. Play as Kirby in a fully 3D world that resembles a post-apocalyptic version of our own world. It looks really cute, really fun. If you've ever played a Kirby game, it's really cool how you get to suck up the enemies and then absorb their abilities and like turn into those characters a little bit. So go check out Kirby and the Forgotten Land coming to Nintendo Switch this week. And that wraps it up for this week in entertainment.
All right, Mikey, thank you for that segment, This Week in Entertainment. All right, so just as we said at the top of the show, we're going to talk more Harry Potter, but specifically, this is the video game version because Sony released a huge 20-minute video from their State of Play conference in which they gave you a full-blown trailer and a breakdown as to how the new game Hogwarts Legacy will work and satisfy Harry Potter fans. I'll just say right now, we can't replay any of it because copyright and it's 20 minutes long. But I would say definitely go check out the full 20 minutes if you're a big Harry Potter fan because this will get you excited for the possibilities that you can see and that were listed in this video. This looks amazing. My jaw was on the floor actually seeing this because this was one of those things that kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed.
Right.
And you're like, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't think this is going to happen.
Right.
But to actually see the footage and to see an actual release date of the holiday season that this is supposed to come out.
Yep.
Ooh, oh boy, this got the juices going.
Yeah, it was. So you're absolutely right. There had been rumors about it and delays. And there's so many questions surrounding it and not much information. Then the State of Play comes out and we finally got an extended look at the gameplay. And man, my initial reaction was the same thing. I am so excited to play this game. More importantly than that, though, my girlfriend is excited as well. She's like, "This is gonna." She's like, "This is gonna be my game," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, Rachel's excited as well. Yep.
I'm like, "Look, honey, if you want to spend $70 on a PlayStation 5 game that I'm probably gonna spend 90% of the time playing, then be my guest. You can absolutely do that."
There you go.
But it's going to be a lot of fun for Harry Potter fans. The thing that I'm looking forward to the most, I think, is the fact that it's set in that Harry Potter universe, the Wizarding World. But it's set in the 1800s. So we're not anywhere near Harry Potter in that story that I think at this point we're all too familiar with. Maybe, it's overdone at this point. I want to see this new era before the modern world where, technology hadn't come into being and had surpassed in some ways wizarding. And wizarding was like the ultimate, it was at probably their pinnacle at that time, Yeah. That's what I'm interested in seeing.
Yeah, I think this was a great direction to go in to separate this from the main Harry Potter lore. Like this is a great way to separate yourself so that you can create a fresh storyline. especially with something that is going to be a very much like a choose your own adventure, because there's a create a character feature. There's multiple branching storylines. You can land in different houses. I mean, this is really. I feel like this is along the lines of more like a Mass Effect or a Grand Theft Auto game than it is, a standard magic magic fantasy game.
Right. The way they were talking about it, I was getting some really awesome, like, deep RPG vibes from it because, they're talking about creating a character and then, of course, you get assigned to a house. And then because you're a student at Hogwarts, you have to go to classes and perform in them to, like, level up and get, different resources and stuff.
Which makes sense for a video game.
Exactly, right. And then because, again, you're at Hogwarts, you're developing friendships, and those friends can then become companions on your journey. And you're not just in Hogwarts, you're also going to Hogsmeade and small wizarding towns and hamlets across the countryside around Hogwarts. So you're, like, really living in this wizarding world and taking part in it. So it seems like it has, like, at least a broad, area to explore. There's a breadth of information or a breadth of activities. I hope there's a depth to it as well. But it seems like they're really creating a fully fleshed out world, and that, again, has got me so excited. So yeah, like I said, open world action RPG, exploring Hogwarts and the countryside around it. You're flying brooms. You're interacting with magical creatures.
It sounded like a drug. Man, you're flying
you're
brooms.
Flying brooms, man.
Let me tell you.
You take the Hogwarts, you're flying brooms. You're taking off. I mean, video games are kind of like the best type of drug.
Yes.
But it's just looks like so much fun. And they showed off the combat. And, because obviously every game needs some form of combat or conflict. And it looks really cool. It looks, very interesting, the way you can combine spells and different move sets. And, it just seems very fluid and very, what's the term I'm looking for? I guess
natural?
You can, like natural. And you can just string together different moves and different types of magic to, like, create your own style. It seems like they paid a lot of attention to this, and they added a lot of detail.
Yep. And, they had, like, a couple of interviews from the developers, and I don't know if you picked up on it, but one of them dropped a little nugget of information saying that they are constantly putting more and more, like, either, like, Easter eggs or secret passages throughout, like, the main map of Hogwarts. So I can't wait to just, like, F around and just, like, figure out, like, where's some hidden Easter eggs or where's some hidden secret passages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because that is what Hogwarts has, in the lore of Harry Potter.
Yeah, absolutely. And, along those lines, when you said that, it just made me realize just how excited I am to explore Hogwarts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just and, like, be in those hallways and just, like,
I mean, this is a game they've devoted, 4 years to now?
It's a lot of time. And, the last real Harry Potter games, and I didn't play them, but my girlfriend was a huge fan of them, were the PlayStation 2 era video games. And she showed me one on an old PlayStation 2. I'm like, oh my God, this is, politely put it, awful.
Yeah, because they were also weren't they just carbon copies of the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is like the first time that they're trying to do an original, like, story, original IP with Harry Potter.
And because of that, they can add in their own creative elements, and you can create your own story. And, they can, and because it's on a PlayStation 5 and not a PlayStation 2, there's so much more detail and variety there. It's not just like blank, empty stone hallways.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see the type of vibrancy they can add to it. They showed clips of the classrooms and, like, the common houses for the common rooms for the different houses. And I was just in awe. I was like, oh, it's going to be so cool to, like, visit the different common rooms and, like, see how they're all uniquely styled and just interact with all the different characters. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
I have really high hopes for this game, and I'm going to be devastated if it's not good.
Right. I'm not. I think it's fair. There's a lot of weight riding on this game between the fact that it took so long to make it, between the fact that this is, the Harry Potter fandom. I mean, this is a really important, fandom that you could go awry if this doesn't work out. So I'll agree with you. There is a lot of pressure on this game. It might it might not live up to expectations, but I'll tell you what. I watched the full 20 minutes of this presentation, and Rachel did as well, and we were just like, wow, this is looking really good.
Yeah.
And
same here. Same exact situation.
Yeah. And Rachel's like, when are you going to get a PS5? I'm like, I don't know. Whenever they're in stock. I don't know.
Whenever they're yeah. Well, so. I hope for you that the stock does increase at some point, because you got to get on it and get this game. Right now,
it's looking good.
It's looking good. I have a good feeling about it. They're saying and doing all the right things. No multiplayer, no transactions, open world action RPG,
pure straight focus on the first person story.
Yeah, first person single player story. It's separated from the actual Harry Potter. You get to explore not just Hogwarts, but the world around Hogwarts. You get to interact with other students and take part in classes. Like, it's checking all the boxes in my mind for the perfect Harry Potter game. Now, I just hope they can pull it off. Because right now they have all the bullet points on the back of the box. Just execute now. So, holiday 2022.
Yep, we'll find out this holiday season. And I'll probably get here faster than you expect, because I'll tell you what, I can't believe it's already April already coming up. So
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
man.
Crazy. Speaking of the time, it's already time for, I think, everyone's favorite portion of the show, where we go over some strange news in the non-fortune cookie odd news.
We've been talking about cool and its ramifications and how it applies to the hip scene. But maybe you could give us some examples now of the opposite of cool, uncool. Just exactly what is uncool?
My nipples look like milk duds.
Holy shnikes.
It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
It's not of this world. I don't know exactly what it is or what it's doing, but this is not human intelligence, okay? It's not human intelligence we're facing.
How you doing? Me? I'm doing great.
Manda basata. I don't make this stuff up.
I'll take a pound of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts. That'll be $4, baby. You want fries with that?
I seen the celery dance across the baseball fields.
You had me at meet tornado.
No, go past this. Past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Okay. What does that mean?
And now it's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
So sit back, get everything you need to get from the kitchen. Be sure and empty the bladders. Go to the bathroom, because you're in for a hell of a ride.
Woo! Odd news.
That's right, everyone. It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news here in this segment. Rich researches the news, he reads the news, and I react to the news. He finds a weird and wacky story and keeps it hidden from me, which ensures that my reaction is my genuine gut reaction to hearing this story for the very first time. I don't know what's about to happen. You guys don't know what's about to happen. And even Rich doesn't know what's about to happen, because these stories always take us down wacky and wild paths, and I'm ready to get started. Where are we heading to, and is it Florida?
Before we get into that, I just want to give another sausage shout-out on this odd news story. Joe Shepek strikes again. He is our
wow.
He's my new odd news assistant.
Is he like the odd news correspondent on the streets?
I know. He's coming up with some great stories recently. Sausages! So he gets the coveted sausage shout out.
2 sausages, man.
Sausages! Yeah, that's right. Not one, but he's gotten 2 back to back.
Yeah,
that's a lot to handle. Sausages!
He's got a sausage in each hand, and he's loving it. I assume
he's loving life right now. So thank you, Joe Shepek, with another crazy story. Sausages! And that's a sign for you guys as well. If you got an odd news story, send it my way, and if you do, you get a sausage shout out as well. So
that's
there you
right.
go. Thank you to Joe Shepek with this next odd news story. And yes, of course, just like you said, it is Florida. Not just, boy, they don't miss a beat when they can, right?
Nope.
Now, who is this guy in Florida?
It's Florida, and they're crazy.
Oh, yeah. And this is, oh, boy. What a day here. in Florida. Going to Miami Beach in this one. So, wow, right in the middle of everybody.
Oh, my.
Yeah, this is...
I've been to Miami twice.
Yes. So, yeah, you might have...
Miami is a weird place.
Okay.
I was crossing...
This is a disclaimer?
This is a disclaimer. Be careful. There's just lizards just out and about.
Okay.
And also, one time I was crossing the street, a car tried to push me out of the way. Like, it didn't actually, like, hit me, but it just kept driving, and I had to, like...
It went in, like, neutral, just beep, 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 beep.
It just kept drifting towards me. Like, it had a stop sign, but, like, it wasn't stopping. It was just kind of, like, slowly rolling towards me. And I had to, like, walk, instead of, like, crossing the street, I had to, like, walk out and, like, around to stop it from hitting me. It was very bizarre.
All right, well, that's Miami for you. Well, hopefully the next time you go to Miami, it's not... you don't encounter this guy.
No, hopefully not. What did he do?
This is 27-year-old Blake Rain.
Okay.
What a name right there.
Rain.
Blake Rain.
Like rain, like the weather?
No, like rain, like a king's reign.
Oh, okay.
You know, REIGN. Well, he is a self-proclaimed male model.
Self-proclaimed. That's promising.
Yep. Unfortunately, that's not the reason why he's in the odd news this week. Instead, it is because he walked into the Starbucks on Collins Avenue and 29th Street at 9:30 a.m. Friday morning and decided to start pleasuring himself right in the lobby.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
Woo! Yeah!
I mean...
Just coffee gets you going.
He likes cream in his coffee.
Yeah, you don't need to ask for cream.
That's right.
Wow. All right, Mike.
That was gross.
You went straight there.
That was a bit of a nastiness last night, yes? Some very extreme nastiness, yes? Yes.
Look, I'm not proud of myself.
No. If you want to see the video, there's
a video.
Yes, there is, and I don't want to show it because there's...
Well, also, I don't think... I don't think we're allowed to do that.
I don't even want to get to that point because, yep.
I mean, what's there to see? It's just a dude doing the dudes.
Yep, he's having some fun with himself.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
So he just walks in and he's like, "This is as good a place
going to town."
Wow.
Yep, right in the main lobby area. In the video, he's wearing a white shirt, white socks, and just his underpants. So he doesn't even have pants on. There you go. He just walked in.
Were the underpants white? Were they tidy whities? Because that would match white shirt, white socks.
No.
White. No.
No. It did not. No. It was not tidy whities.
This is unfortunate. He broke.
If he was going to go with
could have had a completely monochromatic outfit.
So yeah, if he was going to go this route, should have been all white.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Who would be the home team?
If you're going to commit.
You got to represent the home team.
Got to represent the home team. That's right.
You got to represent the white home team.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah,
this is 9:30 in the morning.
9:30 in the morning. Walks right in, no pants, just underwear, and bam.
He doesn't say anything, doesn't do anything. He just walks in, drops the pants.
Start jackhammering. There you go.
That is grotesque.
Yep. So the witness is Elisa DeMara. She's the one that recorded the image. So I guess props that you stood there and you took evidence for everybody.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
According to her eyewitness account in the police report, she said it took 10 minutes before officers finally arrived on the scene to confront him.
Oh, my gosh.
At that point, Rain ran out and started running.
Yeah, I wouldn't assume that he would just stand there.
Yep. But then he was shot with a dart-firing stun gun.
What?
So, I guess he ran away from the cops.
A dart-firing stun gun.
Yes. That's when he pulled the dart out of his body and then started yanking off again, according to the police report.
I've got balls of steel.
Wow.
They're like, this will knock him out. He's like, you fool. It only makes me stronger.
I am invincible.
It had like the adverse effect. Instead of making him limp,
I'm going to keep going now. I'm ready to go.
Oh my God.
I've got balls of steel.
Got like some sick, like.
There you go.
That's actual audio.
It's just he got hit with the taser and then just wow, I'm stronger now.
Look, I mean, it makes you, when you get hit by a taser, it like all your muscles involuntarily tense, so there's another muscle that might tense up too, is all I'm saying.
Oh my gosh.
He just goes right back. Like he's like on the ground, he's like rolls over and he just goes right back to it.
Yeah. It's like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest when Jack Nicholson gets the electric shock therapy, and he's like, well, the next girl that takes me on, she's gonna light up like a pinball machine. Woo!
Oh my God.
Well, there might be something to this because according to the police report, it took them 8 darts altogether to finally subdue him. Wow.
Did the darts actually have anything in them?
I've got balls of steel.
Are you sure the darts had something in them? Were they like firing blanks?
It says a dart firing stun gun.
How many darts does it usually take to stun a human?
I would not think 8. That seems very...
That seems like a lot of darts.
Yeah.
They're just like pumping him full of these things, and he's just like cranking away.
Yeah. It's making him stronger.
It's making him stronger. He's cranking faster.
By the time you get to the 5th one, I would put it away. Like, there's something wrong here.
There's a number where it becomes comical to continue shooting him with darts.
Yeah.
He just has darts sticking out everywhere.
Wow.
So wait, is he actively running, or is he just standing there just
partly chase, and I guess he tried to run, and then I guess a couple times when he got shot, he decided to just start wanking it.
Like, I'm trying to understand, like, is he standing in one spot and they're just like shooting him, like standing still, or is he like still trying to evade them at this point?
I guess by the end, he just gave up. He's like, I might as well just rub one out before I have to go in.
He's like, I'd rather spend the last few moments I have of freedom jerking it instead of running.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right, before you take me in.
There's nowhere to do it in a prison cell.
Yeah, I got to just get this out right now.
Right,
just
exactly.
Help me out here.
It's the thrill of the chase.
Yeah. Sadly, according to the police report, one of the officers injured himself when he fell in the original foot chase.
What in the heck?
So I don't know what these Miami cops are doing. The one got hurt.
Look, their equipment doesn't work. They could barely chase a naked man who's actively yanking it. One of the cops trips and falls and injures themselves.
Yeah.
It took them 10 minutes to get there. Like, where are you?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a long time to respond to a crime.
Look, I don't mean to, come down harsh on anybody else's job performance, but right now, if I was the police commissioner or police sergeant, I would not be happy with this police report. What the hell happened?
Yeah, right?
8 darts wasted. The one guy's injured. Took you 10 minutes to get onto the scene. What the hell you guys are doing?
You were called to take care of one naked guy, and you used half the arsenal, and somebody got injured.
Yeah.
Like,
what is this guy, Electro? He got stronger? Like, what?
Yeah, right?
The hell? Someone needs to look into this guy's biology or something. How did this guy seemingly withstand the stunning?
I'm still confused about the dart. So wait, are they actual, like, what, like darts of what?
It says a dart firing stun gun. So I don't know what you want to infer from that.
I have no idea.
A dart goes into the body and there's some sort of stunning.
Is it a taser?
It's some sort of electricity that goes into the dude.
It is electricity?
It's a stun gun, yeah.
Because you say a dart firing.
It shoots out something, attaches to your skin, and there's electricity. I don't know what else you want from me.
Because when you say dart gun, I'm imagining like the stupid little like.
No, like it's not a blow gun.
like an actual little dart.
Yeah, blow dart. Yeah, no, it's not that.
I imagine like a little dart that's like filled with like tranquilizer or something.
Yeah, no, this is the one that's filled with electricity.
Okay, so it's a taser.
Well, a taser, though, doesn't shoot anything out. The taser just has the electricity, and you have to get up close to the guy.
Oh, okay. It's the one with the little strings that shoot out.
And they wasted 8 of them on this dude.
Yeah, they have to be standing basically next to him to shoot these things.
Yeah, and
which is hilarious.
And he still kept going.
Oh my God.
Yep. He was taken to Mount Sinai Medical Center, and he was released immediately afterwards. So wow, he is A-okay. He did not suffer any damage.
This is like a regular day for him.
Yeah,
he just brushed it right off.
He is. He should. I don't know. Is there any sort of? I don't know. Is there? Should be electrician. I don't know. He should be something where he's apparently impervious to electricity. I don't know how, but he needs to capitalize on this.
He should be an electrician, and he doesn't have to worry about safety or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, he is still going to have some legal issues. He's being charged with lewd and lascivious behavior.
Of course.
I know you would like
one
that
of my favorites.
Disorderly conduct in a public establishment. Ooh, very fancy.
Very fancy.
Very fancy term there. And resisting officers without violence. So that's good. He didn't put up a fight, so it's a little bit easier.
That's silver lining.
Total bond $700.
It's just
that's not bad.
It's just made up stuff.
That was a lot of fun. Here you go.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah, you only paid 10% of it, so it's $70.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Worth the $70.
So you're telling me you could go into a Starbucks, start jerking it, flee from police, get shot 8 times with a stun gun, jerk it off again, and it's only going to cost you $70?
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
There you go. We know what Mike is going to do his next time down Miami. There you go. You're going to have some fun.
That's true.
There you go. All right. Well, there you go. Mikey's got his summer.
I got my itinerary set up.
Yeah, summer plans.
It's going to be a fun time. Yep. Jerking it and getting shocked.
You're going to be lighting up like a pinball machine.
That's right.
All right. Well, there you go. That's what I have for you. Thank you, Joe Shapek. You've got you made Mikey's itinerary list.
You gave me lots of great ideas. Thank you.
There you go. And that's what I have for you this week in the non-fortune cookie odd news. Oh man, but with that, we got to start wrapping this episode up. We're planning out our summer vacation, so we need to go off the record and figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode of the Crispy Noodle Podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure you go to our website, thecrispynoodle.com. Make sure you follow us on all the social media, Hubbabaloo, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that wonderful stuff.
That's right. You can also subscribe to the Crispy Noodle Podcast on YouTube, where you get the video version of the podcast. But you can still get the audio version of the podcast as well by going and subscribing to the Crispy Noodle Podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcast, Amazon devices.
Yeah, I mean, we're everywhere.
I think I got all of them.
Yeah.
We're everywhere. So the point is, search for, download, and subscribe to the Crispy Noodle Podcast on either YouTube or the podcast service of your choice.
Yep, that's right. I mean, literally, you can also do Android Auto or Apple CarPlay with our show. So
that's right.
If you need to go on a long road trip, you can put us on those apps and listen to us on the go. So, yeah, lots of ways to listen to the show.
That's right. Plenty of ways to get in touch with and share the Crispy Noodle Podcast. If you want to get in touch with us individually, you can find us on Twitter. I'm at Mikey Costanzo, MikeyCostanzo.
And I am at Rich Liebig, RichLiebig. Find us on Twitters. Send us stories you want us to talk about on next week's episode. If you got an odd news story, send it my way, and you'll get a sausage shout-out, just like Joe Shapek. He's done so the last couple of weeks.
That's right.
So, send all those materials our way, and we'll give you a sausage shout-out and give you the credit if you inspire a topic for us to talk about here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast. So, there you go. Anything else, Mike? I don't know.
No, just, get in touch with us. We love to hear from you guys. And like Rich said, we'll give you that coveted sausage shout-out. You too can have 2 sausages.
Woo, yeah.
One in each hand.
That's
just like that guy in the Starbucks.
That's a lot of power to have, especially if you're impervious to electricity.
That's right.
So, there you go. But for right now, we are not impervious to time. We got to wrap this up. This has been the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. That will do it. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys
later. Bye-bye, all you fine people.
Some of us have great stories, pretty stories that take place at lakes with boats and friends and noodle salad. A lot of people, that's their story. Good times, noodle salad.